After his third straight 250cc Supercross victory last week in St. Louis, Chad Reed is on a hot lap towards his first AMA 250cc championship. The 22-year-old Australian is quickly establishing himself as one of the top indoor racers of this generation. The Yamaha star has won 14 of the last 17 races and is already in 10th place on the all-time win list. Chad Reed continues his run towards the title right now on ESPN2. It's the THQ World Supercross GP and the THQ AMA Supercross Series from the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. Welcome, everyone. I'm Robbie Floyd alongside Davey Coombs. And when you talk about the long, arduous Supercross Series in the 250cc class, you think of one man, Chad Reed. He has been dominant this year. Never finished off the podium. Matter of fact, he's never even finished third on the podium, Davey.
You're exactly right. You know what? Supercross is a long, tough series. I mean, they squeezed 16 races into 17 weekends. They've been at it for 3 months straight. And throughout, Chad Reed has won 8 times. The few times he's lost, he's finished second. But just a couple weeks ago at Daytona, he had a little bit of a problem. He crashed. He still got up and won, but he hurt his shoulder. Now, for the last 2 weeks, he hasn't even been able to practice. But his condition is such that he shows up here on the weekend and he wins races. It leads me to think that not only is Chad Reed the fastest man on the track, he's probably the fittest as well.
That may be the case as the THQ AMA Supercross Series points road to Vegas rounds down. Let's take a look at those points. Chad Reed is out on top ahead of K-Dub, Kevin Windham. We thought Kevin had something for him about midway through the season, but really just hasn't been able to pull it off.
Yeah, he had his number for 3 races, but ever since Kevin started to sneak up, Chad started to gap him. Now you can see the difference there. The real battle starting to develop between Mike LaRocco and David Vuillemin. Just 1 point separate them on that last spot on the podium.
And in the THQ World Supercross GP points, Damon Huffman is in the lead, but Heath Voss is closing in fast. I think that man still has a shot at the title.
Oh, he certainly does. Heath Voss is a really strong finisher. Damon Huffman twisted his ankle back in Atlanta. 15 points separates them. That one is going to be a sprint to the finish.
We talk about this long, arduous season, and Chad Reed, he's on top. There's a reason for that. With more, the third member of our broadcast team, Jamie Little.
You know, guys, one of the reasons why Chad Reed prevails every week despite the injuries is because of his trainer, Jeff Spencer. He's world-renowned. He works with Lance Armstrong, of all people. And tonight, Chad said he's all taped up. He's got a fractured rib, the whole 9 yards, but Jeff Spencer's getting him back on the line. Now, another rider that needs a trainer just like Jeff Spencer is Travis Pastrana. He is not here tonight. He's actually in Malaysia racing the Porsche Cup. Now, last week, he thought he had broken his leg. It actually turned out it was just a bruise. It's all good, and he said he will be back for Salt Lake City.
You know what? He is so well known that he actually just got an award, Robbie. Jeff Spencer was awarded the National Chiropractor of the Year from the Association of Doctors, and none other than California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger presented it to him.
Must be nice. Well, this Indianapolis track is a great one. It's time to take a look at it. It's the MX Unleashed Track Experience.
For this week's MX Unleashed Track Experience, we're going to ride with Team Subway's Jason Thomas right over the finish line into a bank corner, and then we're here with the first big stiff whoops on the track. You can see him trying to go 3 and 4 through there into an off-camera corner, and then we have the triple, although we lost the inside right there. Still doing the triple, come into a step-on, step-off section, 90-degree left-hander, another little rhythm section. Guys will be doing different things through here. Make another left-handed corner, and then the biggest triple on the track, so pretty easy for a guy on a CRF 450, down into a bank corner, and then here's where it gets really technical. Check out these whoops. You see him jumping through some of the other guys be able to skim through. Another bank corner, another rhythm section, and again here you can jump on, you can jump off, and be careful this last little kicker right there, back across the start, into the bank corner, and that's it for this week's MX Unleashed Track Experience.
All right, you see the track now. It's time for 250cc heat race number 1. 20 riders, 8 laps, top 4 to the main event. 5 through 12 go to semi.
Take a look at our starting grid. Kevin Windham is in this race. Mike LaRocco, sort of homecoming for him. Nick Wade's got a lot of fans down here. All these riders are trying to get on the pace because today in practice, Chad Reed was the man.
Chad Reed was a little over a second faster than Kevin Windham in the rest of the field. Another guy who we will look for a little bit later on is Mr. Vuillemin. Mr. Cobra looks very fast in this Indy track.
Taking a look over Jason Thomas's shoulder right here with our camera. Here they come off the start, and almost with the whole show is Mike LaRocco, but instead it's Andrew Short, the MotorWorldRacing.com team, and then you have Craig Anderson in second, but LaRocco gets out there and checks him. So it's Short, LaRocco, Nick Way, Anderson, and South Africa's Grant Langston. You can see the look from Jason Thomas. He got a not-so-great start. He is right behind Heath Voss, and that looks like Kevin Windham coming across in front of us right there in the air.
K-Dub closing in. The guy to look for, the home state favorite, Mike LaRocco, in second spot, number 5. He has never won the Indy Supercross. I mean, he just lives right down the road. This place would blow up if he were to win tonight.
It sure would. But you know what? Whenever it's your hometown race, that makes it actually harder for these riders, because I know they're asked to do a lot more media. They have a lot more friends come out of the woodwork. Guys that went to high school with, everyone wants a ticket, and it's tough to really concentrate. I think that's always slowed LaRocco down here. You see Short come across the finish line to complete the first lap. He's actually gapped the field a little bit, and Nick Way has now moved up into second. You see Nick getting a high jump through the middle of those whoops. That's a hot line, but that's a risky line. I'm telling you, keep an eye on that.
Short out in front of Nick Way, third spot, Mike LaRocco. Grant Langston in fourth spot. Here comes Tyler Evans in fifth.
You know, Andrew Short's one of those guys who started on the 125 West Coast, Robbie, but he's decided that he chose the wrong bike and riding an RM145 against all those four-strokes, so he's going to spend the rest of the season, at least the Supercross season, in this 250 class. He figures if you can't beat him, well, switch classes and learn for the future.
And that's something in opposition to Ivan Tedesco, who's the 125 West Coast points leader. He opted just to stay out of the 250s altogether. We know he's fast on them, but he's trying to stay safe.
Yeah, but he also chose well in choosing a KX250F. There's so many four-strokes out there. It's tough on a 125. Now you see Nick Way starting to pull up just a little bit. Keep an eye on LaRocco. And also Tyler Evans starting to sneak up there in your picture. He is your fifth-place rider. Right now, if they throw the checker flag, he wouldn't make it. So Evans is going to have to pick it up a little bit and see if he can get after Grant Langston.
It looks like Grant Langston actually slowed up just a little bit of Mike LaRocco. LaRocco sees or feels Langston closing in right now, and he is really charging into those corners. But LaRocco had a good start, dropping his way back just a little bit in third spot. But Grant Langston in the final qualifying spot. We only take 4 to the final.
And you see Tyler Evans, he was one of the early contenders for World Supercross GP. He's had some trouble since then. Had a few off races trying to pick it back up. And a good thing to do would be to try to get directly into this main event. However, look who's behind him now, Kevin Windham. Windham off a bad start. Right now he's in 6th. He needs to not only pass Tyler Evans, but to get Grant Langston as well, unless he's going to ride a semi.
We talk about this long, arduous course and season. I talked to Kevin Windham earlier, and he said, I'm not really feeling that good. Those bumps, those bruises, they're starting to take their toll this time of the year.
Oh, sure it is. And so does the travel. I mean, you know, you're going through airports, you're staying in hotels and stuff. It's the cold and flu season. I know that sounds kind of silly, but a lot of guys down in their pits, they got the sniffles this week, and Kevin Windham's one of them.
Andrew Short, your leader, 2.5 seconds. Besting Nick Way right now in second. Third is LaRocco. He's starting to close in. The battle is for fourth spot. It is a three-way battle right now. Grant Langston in fourth, Tyler Evans in fifth, and here comes K-Dub on the Honda in sixth.
Yeah, before he can even get up there to Langston, he's got to get around Evans, and Evans throwing up a pretty nice roadblock so far. I have a feeling you're going to see Windham try to just outgun him through the whoops. They're going to come up right after this triple. See him lining up right here. See if Windham doesn't charge. There he goes.
The battle rate is on for that final qualifying spot. We'll have more from Indianapolis. Only 4 qualify out of 250cc heat racing action. It's Andrew Short in front of Nick Way, Mike LaRocco, and Grant Langston in fourth. But Kevin Windham has moved to the 5th spot.
He finally got around Evans. Now he's starting to run out of time, but he does have a clear shot to Langston. And right here's the pass. He squared it up nicely, and then Evans just doesn't get out of that corner quite as quick. You see him short that tabletop, and that gave Windham the momentum to pass him on the outside. I think you'll see that all night long because that's so technical. You got to hit it it perfectly, or it's going to slow you down.
The man who is in second spot of our THQ AMA Supercross point standings is not in qualifying position right now. That has to be a surprise. You have to get into fourth spot, and right now it's Grant Langston in the position.
Yeah, Heath Voss is the rider you're talking about, and he's not even in our picture right now. Right now, the real question is whether or not Windham can get around the KTM of Langston.
It's still Andrew Short just checking out on the field, 2.79 seconds ahead. He's turning quick lap times. This is a fast track, 46 flat lap time. Yeah,
you know what? I don't think Andrew Short has ever won a 250cc heat race, so might be a sort of coming of age for this Colorado rider. He rides for the MotorWorldRacing.com team, and now here comes Windham. Again, this is where he passed Evans. Watch, you have to hit this perfectly, and you see Langston get over there and kind of shut him off, ran him out of real estate right there. Nice move by Langston, riding a little defensively. Now the white flag's out. I think you'll see Windham get maybe a little more aggressive this time around. He's going to have to. He's going to the semi.
You see the yellow arrows? Those are the guys that are going to qualify. They'll transfer as it is right now. Kevin Windham outside a qualifying spot on that factory connection AMSOIL Honda. He's outside looking in, and Grant Langston knows it. He is going to take every inside line he can. He is going to do everything he can to make Kevin, if he's going to pass it, go the long way around the outside.
Yeah, but he's really good in these whoops right here. Watch Windham. If he can get the slingshot off like he did earlier. Here he comes down the outside. Look at that. Almost enough.
But on the outside again.
Yeah, now they got a lap right here. This could pay into Windham's favor as a checkered flag comes out through Andrew Short. It's going to be, oh, Langston got a little too far offside. Oh, and he barely holds on. He almost ran into the tough blocks. So Langston holds on to fourth, but Kevin Windham is going to have to go to the semi.
Andrew Short, a very, very impressive win for the number 32 out of Murrieta, California on the MotorWorldRacing.com Suzuki. Look at that smile under his helmet. He is stoked. Let's take a look at that finish in fourth spot as Short was taking the win. It was a close one.
Yeah, that lap rider kind of messed up both those guys. Now, right here, Langston seems to have it, but he kind of blows the exit of the corner, gets out there into the Scott tough blocks. Windham has a shot right here, and now it's just a drag race. The 450 would win if it were a little longer, but Langston just enough to hold on to the fourth and final transfer spot.
And you want to talk about taking too much power to that finish line. Grant had to throw it down. As we take a look at the results, Andrew Short comes out on top of Nick Way, Michael LaRocco, Grant Langston on the KTM. Oh, it was a tough battle with Kevin Windham, but he come out on top. That means K-Dub has to ride the semifinal. Now down to Jamie on the floor.
Well, Robbie, it's the first time we've seen Andrew Short up here in the 250 class. And, Andrew, I was just talking to your team manager, Paul Lindsay, and he said, you know, I predicted this. Earlier today, he just figured it out. What did you figure out?
I'm just getting experience. This is, I don't know, this is my fourth, fifth race on 250, and I keep getting better and better, and I'm hungry, and I want to do good. So it's paying off. I got a good start, and that really helped. Marshall Plum kind of pumped me up before I went out there, so that helped. And my MotorWorldRacing.com, Suzuki, Fly, Bill's Pipes, RG3, all those guys are really helping us out, and Dunlop Tires. So, I mean, I'm hoping tonight will be another night I can get up on the podium. It's been a long time, and feeling good, so it might be tonight.
All right, guys, big night for Andrew. You know, he's sitting 6th in points on the West Coast Series. We'll see if he can make the podium tonight.
How great is it to see the smiling face of Andrew Short? That is a happy man.
Sure is. Good kid, great rider, a lot of potential.
250cc heat race number 2, same format. 20 riders out there, 8 laps, only 4 go to the final.
Chad Reed is definitely the guy to watch in this one. Right now, he's got to be sitting there thinking, I wonder what happened to Windham, because, you know, as we said at the top of the show, the only guy that's beaten him so far is Kevin Windham. And Windham not having a very good start. I think that Chad can really assert himself here, just like he did earlier today in practice.
And this is a guy who hasn't been practicing during the week. Now he can, stretch the arms, get, everything relaxed. I don't have anything to work for. My competition's not even in the final yet.
When that car goes sideways, you forget about all that. And there you go, right off the start. Not a good jump, and instead it's Michael Byrne of the Kawasaki Chevy Trucks team getting out front quick. Clark Stiles is second. Then Scotty Metz, Damon Huffman. Good start on the inside, but looks like Vuillemin makes the pass.
Billman back in about that 5 spot. We talked about how fast he was, David. None faster than Michael Byrne. If you saw for the back of Reed, he actually hung up a little bit. He had to grab the front brake on the starting gate.
Yeah, it looked like he got a really, awkward jump there. And I was just talking about how ready he is come race time. And that time, Chad, making uncharacteristic mistake. But you know what? Better to do it now in the heat race than do it when we get to the main event. Right there, you saw Vuillemin come to the inside of Moto Triple X's Damon Huffman, making a pass to move up into 4th. And he knows he's got to keep moving forward because Chad Reed is right behind him. Now you see Reed right now getting that big jump through those whoops. Tell you, not very good starts for our series favorites so far.
No, it's not, but he's all over the Cobra right now. Now you have a teammate in front of you. You know he's fast, but let's see those lines. Look at that. Triples up, no problem.
That was a neat line. He took the high road past Vuillemin right there. Oh, Scotty Metz getting low. Wow, he almost came up short. He made it across. Chad Reed takes a look back just to see if he's okay. That was near disaster, man. You need an air traffic controller for things like that.
Scotty Metz come out a little bit short. The man on the move right now. Chad Reed, the 22 Yamaha, is in qualifying spot right now in 3rd. His teammate David Vuillemin just behind him in 4th. But Burner's out in front and pulling away.
Yeah, he's got a big lead, but you can see right now Reed's going to make short work of Clark Stiles. That was just a smart move. Gets a little sideways, scrubs some speed over that finish line jump. But Michael Byrne's got an entire straightaway ahead of his fellow Australian. I tell you, Chad Reed's got to be thinking how lucky he was when Scott Metz came off that jump. He came off sideways and watch this. Check it out. Metz kind of fumbles out of the corner, gets his front wheel over, and look, he's coming sideways. Reed has got to be thinking, holy smokes, do I pull the parachute? I am surprised Scott Metz landed that, and hopefully he's not hurt, but he's definitely riding a lot slower now than he started this race.
He crossed lines. Chad Reed was on the right side. He saw what was happening through the bike to the left. He changed lines in midair.
He had to, otherwise, I've seen Chad Reed do some really amazing stuff this year. If he can cut down this lead right now, 4.4 seconds. Although look at that, he just picked up a half second right there. That lead was huge, and now all of a sudden Chad Reed is right behind him. The guy's incredible what he can do on a motorcycle.
He turned a 45.3 in practice, almost a second quicker than anybody else. That was for 1 lap, but can he keep it up? Is Chad Reed on the move? Chad Reed starting to close in on Michael Byrne right now. The Kawasaki has been out front from the start, but here comes the Yamaha and takes the #1 position.
You know, he was thinking about that as soon as he entered that straightaway.
Michael Byrne drops back to second, but right now it's the Chad Reed show as he's on top here in Indy. Welcome back to Indianapolis. We'll be back with our 250cc heat race number 2 in just a moment. Now it's time for our Honda All Access. Man, what a great time these fans get to have. Get to meet their favorite rider every stop on the circuit. They shake hands, get their autographs, get the souvenirs. It's just a great time. Welcome back to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's 250cc heat race number 2. Chad Reed is in front on the factory Yamaha hill. Michael Byrne, David Vuillemin, and Sean Hamlin now in the #4 position, the final qualifying spot.
You know, what we've seen so far, Robbie, is why Chad Reed is in control of this series. Whereas Kevin Windham had trouble going through the pack, man, Chad Reed riding above the track, really unique lines, really aggressive, gets creative when he's behind people. Through this straightaway, look at that. He's going triple, quadruple, double out of that whoop section. No one has done that all day long, and now he's just flat left Mike Byrne and the rest of his pack in the dust.
Chad Reed is running 44-second lap times. I mean, 45s in heat race number 1. And we talked about it before, he was faster in practice, and we couldn't figure out where he was getting it from. Well, I'm here to tell you that one section is where he's getting a full second, maybe.
And he's also gunning it through those whoops we just saw as Michael Byrne goes through. You could see a noticeable difference there. Chad Reed just on top of his game. I wish Ricky Carmichael was here so bad. I know the three-time defending champion hasn't been here, as we back up a little bit and see this battle. That's Ricky Carmichael's teammate, Nathan Ramsey, trying to get around Suzuki, Sean Hamlin. This would be for the fourth and final transfer position.
Nate Dogg goes to the inside of factory Honda all over the factory Suzuki. Nathan Ramsey finished third at the last stop in St. Louis, and he's having a, oh, look at that.
Yeah, Hamlin gave him a little look over right there, but right now Ramsey's definitely riding faster.
Some gamesmanship going on right there. They're kind of like playing tag. No contact, but they definitely knew what was up right there, and Hamlin was waiting for it.
Well, you can't blame Hamlin for that. You can ride defensively every bit as much as you can ride offensively. He's trying to hold on that fourth and final spot, and he can apologize later. And this time you see Ramsey coming up on the inside again, and right there, Ramsey could have put him over the bales, but he didn't. But look at this. Nice line going through, triples out, and he gets the spot. Oh, Hamlin back to the inside. And again, riding like a gentleman. Both those guys. That was a nice clean battle as the white flag comes out in this 250 second semi.
Loses a little bit of time to Sean Hamlin. Nathan Ramsey in that final qualifying spot, but we're on the last lap of 250cc heat race number 2. Chad Reed's in front of Michael Byrne, David Vuillemin in third, and this battle still rages on for the fourth and final qualifying spot, and Hamlin's not giving up.
No, he's not, but he's also running out of time. Right here, Ramsey's able to get that big 450 out of that corner quick. Watch, he's coming down the inside. He can't make the pass stick as we see Chad Reed come across and take a well-deserved win. He came from way back to earn that one. Now, this is for the last transfer spot. Watch, Hamlin's going to come to the inside right here, and he tries that pass again, and again, Ramsey holds on.
Nate Dogg, Nathan Ramsey makes it into the 250cc final by way of the heat race, but your winner, Chad Reed, the fastest lap time, 44.27. Unbelievable. I don't know how he does it, but Chad Reed just gets faster and faster each week, takes the win ahead of Michael Byrne, David Vuillemin, and Nathan Ramsey takes the final qualifying spot. Now down to Jamie Little with Chad.
I'm with you there, Robbie. I don't know how you do it, Chad. I see the tape coming up, but you're back there. You know, earlier I mentioned Jeff Spencer. How important and instrumental is he in your performance right now?
He's real important. You know, he helps me make good decisions and good choices, you know, with whatever situation we're faced with, and that's what helps my career, and hopefully it's going to make me a long one. And, you know, I'm real happy to be out here with the Yamaha plus the Thor and just having a ball. You know, I was a little bummed they made the track a little easier that time, and the lap times are getting a little faster, but, you know, get a good start and have some fun tonight.
Yeah, tell me about that quad you're doing that nobody else has done tonight.
Yeah, we just go 3 and then 4 into the whoops, and, you know, they're getting kind of beat down, and I believe that everyone will start doing it throughout the night, and I'm just happy to be here and just trying to work each weekend and trying to win a title.
All right, Robbie, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Jamie boy. You're talking about beating down. He's beating down the competition as we take a look at the schedule. Coming up next stop is Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah, that's always a great race. Great soil up there. A huge crowd in Pontiac, Michigan. Then we go to Texas and the Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. That's becoming a Supercross classic.
And then we have the road to Las Vegas the following weekend, May 1st. You got to catch up with that one. Well, now it's time for our Suzuki question of the week.
My name is Casey Sampson, and I want to know who the last 250 Supercross champion for Suzuki was.
The last 250 Supercross champion was Mac Barnett in 1981, and we need to make that update that soon.
That was our 250 Suzuki question of the week. Now it's time for our Thor qualifying highlights. Let's take a look. In 250cc semifinal number 1, Kevin Windham, Craig Anderson had a battle.
Yeah, Windham was having fun right there, but then it was time to put the hammer down. He gets the Honda on the outside, right around Ando, and goes on to take the win.
In the semifinal number 2 is another factory rider, Sean Hamlin, taking the win.
Clear sailing, but behind him, a big battle between Tommy Hoffmaster and Damon Huffman. They both go to the main event. In the LCQ, that leaves Tyler Evans, and he gets the better of Jason Thomas. He also makes the show.
As we take a look at our Thor 250cc results, top 5 out of the semis, top 2 out of the LCQ, it is going to be a good one. You don't want to go anywhere. Because when we come back, we'll see the heat race winners, including Andrew Short. He looks fast. This is a 125 rider riding the 250s, but don't count him out. And also Chad Reed going for 4 in a row here in Indianapolis.
A new citrus flavor that's less intense for a cleaner, healthier mouth. You can handle it. Germs can't.
Welcome back to Indianapolis, Indiana for the THQ World Supercross GP and the THQ AMA Supercross Series. I'm Robbie Floyd with Davey Coombs and Jamie Little, and it's time for our 250cc main event as the riders are on the starting line and they're ready. We're taking a look at Heath Voss. Right now he sits second in the THQ World Supercross Grand Prix points, and he's this week's Nissan Rider of the Week.
Hi, I'm Heath Voss. I'm number 28. I ride for the Mach 1 Yamaha race team. I grew up racing in Minnesota in District 23, and since it's cold 6 months out of the year, I had to move to somewhere where it was warmer, and I chose San Antonio, Texas because of Ken Howerton. Ken's my riding coach and a good friend of mine. And over the years, I was top privateer in 2000, and the last 3 years I've been top 10 in the 250 points, and this year I'm second in the World Championship right now, and I'm 19 points out of first place behind Huffman. My wife's name is Sarah. We met racing. We got married last summer, and she's a big part of my racing. She's there for me every day. Sarah's also the national promoter for Cycle Ranch in San Antonio, Texas, and racing's a big part of our lives. It's something that we love to do, and this is where we want to be on the weekends.
All right, let's take a look at our Suzuki starting grid. It's Chad Reed. He had that win, and he is finding time on this course that no one else can find.
He sure has. Keep an eye on Andrew Short, too, the MotorWorldRacing.com Suzuki rider. You know, it's been a crazy night so far. It might be a time for a 125 rider like Short to get out there and get the win. You're looking at the subway cam right now. That's Jason Thomas. He's wearing our onboard camera, but he's on the way outside. All eyes are on this man right here, Chad Reed. He's got 8 wins so far, and he is looking for number 9. And let's see who gets the Butterfinger Hole Shot Award. And it's going to be Mike LaRocco, believe it or not. LaRocco gets the Butterfinger Hole Shot Award.
We always look for the start out of Mike LaRocco, and we have it tonight in his home state. This crowd is going wild.
Unbelievable. LaRocco with the hole shot.
Reed is in last spot.
Chad Reed is in last place. It's LaRocco, Vuillemin, Short. Listen to the people cheering. They did not expect this.
I did not expect this. Look at every person in the house is on their feet. Look at the background.
Unbelievable. Mike LaRocco's probably waited 16 years to get a hole shot. I can't remember the last time he got one. And now the ball is in his court. We're in the RCA Dome. This is his hometown Supercross. And right now he's got the lead. Vuillemin is second. Nick Way is back at third. And all the way back in 19th place is Chad Reed. Check it out. LaRocco looked like he was shot out of a cannon right up the middle. He gets to the line first. That's the Butterfinger Hole Shot Award. Byrne bounces off the jump, and that's what happened to Chad Reed. We'll take a look at the onboard camera. You see him on the outside. They get out here to this wall, and right there the guys start banging up. There's Reed. There's Byrne. It looked like Reed almost tackled that Kawasaki. They just got tangled up, and now he's got a long way to go if he's going to catch this man, Mike LaRocco, who's got to be the oldest man in this field.
I don't think I've ever seen this before in Supercross. We are seeing the wave out of the fans every time around. This crowd is going crazy. Been waiting for this moment, his professional racing debut back in '88, and it looks like it could happen, but it's a 20-lap main event.
Yeah, he's got a long way to go. He just needs to settle down, but you know what? Mike LaRocco's got obviously more experience than anyone out there. I know he wants this bad. You know, he's not even going to ride a full outdoor season this summer, so he's going to go into semi-retirement here pretty soon. But as far as Supercross goes, he still thinks he can win, and I think he's showing it right now on the Factory Connection Amsoil Chaparral CR250. Yes, he's still on a 2-stroke.
Get them all in there. Mike LaRocco's out in front of David Vuillemin. Nick Way back at third on the Suzuki. 4th spot is Nathan Ramsey. Nate Dogg is followed by Kevin Windham. Where is Kevin Windham? He is moving up through the pack, and he's not too far behind. Kevin Windham is only 3.14 seconds off the lead. He's back there in the number 5 position.
Yellow flags coming out. Right now you see LaRocco go by. That's Tommy Hoffmaster, who's gone down. Hoffmaster on the side of the track. and they're up over the jump. And now you're going to see them approach another yellow flag, and that is Damon Huffman. Right there, you see that yellow flag. Damon Huffman's off the track. Now, a shot way in the back of Chad Reed. He's in the upper left of your screen. The battle for the lead is down at the bottom. Reed is up to 11th place. Still a long way to go, but he's got a lot of laps left.
17 laps left, and you mentioned Damon Huffman. I was pointing up here like crazy. That's your World Supercross points leader right now, but the leader in the race is Mike LaRocco. I'm still shocked that he's out there. You see him on the lower right, and Chad Reed is way back in 11th spot. This could be LaRocco's night. David Vuillemin, another guy who really hasn't showed up this year and put himself in position to win too often.
Right now, Vuillemin's got to be the dark horse. He knows how to get to the winner's circle, too. You can see him keeping LaRocco honest as Reed gets through some of those yellow flags. Right now, Sean Hamlin is kind of gauging himself off of Reed. They're on the other side of the stadium of what you see down here on the lower right of your screen. That's the battle for the lead. And back there, Chad Reed is in 11th, and he's not moving up as fast as I expected he would.
Great battle going on for third spot right now as LaRocco leads Vuillemin. Nick Way in the 3 position. 4th spot, Nathan Ramsey. 5th is Windham. But Mike LaRocco is still out in front. You know, I talked to him. I got to do the interviews in Atlanta, and I said, yeah, you did get a great start. And he said, what do you mean? I was like in 7th.
For him, that was a great start.
Right.
Well, he got the start he wanted tonight, so now it's up to LaRocco. Again, Vuillemin keeping him honest. This is your battle for third. Nick Way hasn't finished on a podium since he's been a Suzuki factory rider. He's got Nathan Ramsey behind him. Of course, Ramsey finished third just last week in St. Louis, and then you'll catch a glimpse of Kevin Windham. And that's our 5th place rider right there. Ramsey comes down the inside. Now they come through the rhythm section. Ramsey's going to have the advantage. Ramsey makes the pass for third, and here comes Windham.
Here comes K-Dub. Nate Dogg does the seat bounce. The Michigan Mafia rider on the inside. Nick Way runs him high, and Windham's going to take advantage. Windham moves into 4th now behind his Honda teammate, but necessarily not teammates in general. The factory Honda of Nathan Ramsey in 3rd. The Amsoil factory connection Honda in 4th. Nick Way in 5th now. But it's still everyone chasing Mike LaRocco. But this battle for third is a good one because Windham is starting to close in on Ramsey.
You know, Windham had a perfect opportunity to make some points on Chad Reed after Reed went down, but unfortunately it just doesn't work that way. You get a bad start here, and you got to pay for it. This is a tight track, very technical, and it's tough to move up here. And fortunately, Mike LaRocco doesn't have to move up. He is our leader.
Can Mike LaRocco win in the home state of Indianapolis? He's in the lead right now, and we still have 13 laps to go.
It's unbelievable. You can actually hear the crowd over top the noise of the motorcycles. Rarely has that happened.
Stick with us with more.
Rated E for everyone. At Rainbow Studios, we...
Welcome back to Indianapolis. Our series points leader, Chad Reed, is working his way through the field. Went down on the first lap, and he is up to the number 7 position right now. But can he still close in on Mike LaRocco, who's winning this thing?
I don't know. He's running out of time, but he's looking good. He just passed Andrew Short. That moved him up another notch. Now he's looking at the back of Nick Way, your 5th place rider. But LaRocco's got 2 full straightaways as we get 9 laps in the book. So Reed, he's riding hard, he's riding fast, but he didn't pass these guys soon enough. As you can see in traffic, he can't use some of those lines he used, though. Right there, a nice inside-out move. Gets a little touch of the wheel on Nick Way. So that puts Reed up to 5th. So he's got to get Vuillemin, he's got to get Windham, he's got to get Ramsey, and he's got to get LaRocco if he's going to get his 9th win of this season.
The biggest names in Supercross in the world, and it's Chad Reed plugging him off one at a time. Next in the books, you said it, is Nathan Ramsey. As we take a look at the interval, 10.9 seconds. He was about a second of a lap faster than everybody a little earlier, and he has 10 laps to go. That could put him in that number 1 spot. It is going to come down to the end.
Well, I have a feeling as the laps start to count down, you're going to see LaRocco actually get faster. He's got to know that this might be his last chance to win in the RCA Dome. I mean, how often does he get a good start? Rarely. And And to see him out front, you know, I don't think he wants to see Chad Reed get any closer than he is, but Reed's definitely going to catch him. LaRocco's just got to keep looking forward and keep getting faster.
The Rock, a 45-second lap time. That was faster than he was running in practice. He's not called the Rock for nothing, as we see yellow flags waving on one part of the course. And here comes Reed. You see those yellow flags waving. Steps on, steps off. He loves that section. This is a fast track, and he's even faster. He's making up time.
Yeah, but the traffic was hurting him earlier. Now he's coming up behind Nathan Ramsey, and you see Ramsey had to kind of hesitate there a little bit because he was behind Jason Thomas. Reed takes the high line right there. A lap rider got in, slowed him down. That's going to cost him. He's going to have to set that pass up again as they come down through the rhythm section. Again, Ramsey is your fourth-place rider.
It's your onboard camera that's just in front of him. It is Chad Reed closing in on Nathan Ramsey. Reed in fifth, Ramsey in fourth, and it's Jason Thomas on a Subway Honda that's holding him off just a little bit and takes him to the top.
It cost him that whole lap. He had just caught up to Nathan Ramsey, and then now Reed's going to have to catch him again and set it up, and that is the best thing that could have happened to Mike LaRocco. Right now you see what Thompson's seeing, and he's got to know that this time around, I don't think Reed is going to hesitate.
Jason, he's in 18th spot, but he's holding up Chad Reed right now, and I noticed both Thomas, and there he goes. He lets him by that time. Thomas on a Honda, Ramsey on a Honda, but they're not teammates, ladies and gentlemen.
That cost Chad Reed 2 laps because he didn't make the move the lap before. Now he's got to catch back up to Nathan Ramsey, who's got probably 3 full seconds on him. And wow, just not a way to go through the pack. Meanwhile, up front, Mike LaRocco's got some clear track ahead of him. He's just got to keep moving forward and not worry about this guy right here, Chad Reed. He's in 5th place. That's a long way away from second, let alone first.
Let's give you the rundown one more time with 7 laps remaining in this 250cc main event. Mike LaRocco, your leader, ahead of David Vuillemin, Kevin Windham, Nathan Ramsey, and Chad Reed, who went down on the first lap and has worked his way all the way up into 5th spot. But he's got to close in on Ramsey one more time, and then he has K-Dub, Vuillemin. He has a difficult task ahead of him.
Yeah, we thought he was going to pass Ramsey 3 laps ago, and this is what I meant by not costing him a couple laps, not being able to get around Jason Thomas. You know, he's flying right now, but the time is running out. We're about 3/4 of the way through this main event, and he's going to have a hard time just getting on the podium, because if he does get Ramsey, the next guy is going to be Kevin Windham, and once again, our lap rider gets in the way. This time the rider looks over. That's Craig Anderson. Comes down the inside, but now he can use that high line. There he goes. Down on the inside. He's going to push him out a little bit.
Yes, he does. Boy, there was an outside rut there, and Chad Reed had no intentions of letting Nathan Ramsey get inside it. Now let's see if Ramsey has anything for him. No. Chad Reed's going to pull away. It looks like Kevin Windham now the next man on the list, and he's starting to battle it out with a Cobra for 2nd spot. And Reed has not finished, not only out of the podium, he hasn't even finished any worse than 2nd.
Come on the inside. Nice move by Kevin Windham. You know what? This is what's been hurting Vuillemin all year long. He gets to the end of the race, and he starts to get winded. He is going slower than he did at the beginning of the race. Windham is going faster, and so is that man right there, your leader. He's got about 5 laps to go. You still see the crowd yelling. Mike LaRocco just needs to hold on at this point.
The 250cc main event, LaRocco, Windham, and Vuillemin, your top 3.
There's only one VTX 1800, the biggest, most powerful. Oh, now.
Welcome back to Indianapolis. This is the Mike LaRocco Show, trying to win for the first time in his home state in the Supercross racing. And this crowd is starting to go nuts because we only have 4 laps remaining, and LaRocco's out in front.
You see him pass Michael Byrne right now. Check it out. Michael Byrne was the guy who went down with Chad Reed in the first quarter. He's getting lapped, but look at Chad Reed. He is up to 3rd, and he's right behind that rider right there, Kevin Windham. So now this is the battle for 2nd and 3rd. And again, before Reed can even think about the win and catching LaRocco, he's got to get around one of these big Hondas, and this time it's Kevin Windham at the controls.
K-Dub knows he's behind. I'm curious to see what kind of pit signals he is getting, because Chad Reed is coming in fast. You see the wheel sticking his nose in there ever so often. The blue flag waving, saying, hey, move over, your leaders are coming in. Michael LaRocco's checking out of this one. Reed has worked his way up from last into third, and Windham is just picking off these lap riders.
And once again, Reed gets kind of hesitant behind the lap riders, and you can see Windham's been able to gap him one more time. I mean, you know, you think Chad Reed is just the perfect Supercross rider, but I'm spotting a weakness tonight. He has a hard time passing lap riders.
You found a weakness. He is the new Superman of Supercross.
Don't count out Ricky Carmichael. Don't give him that crown just yet. Remember, Carmichael's not here. He's the fastest man on the track. Next year, with Carmichael and Bubba in the 250 class, it's going to be amazing. But yeah, that's a weakness. He lost this race because he couldn't pass those lap riders. And crashed in the first turn, of course.
That's his kryptonite. You're taking a look at Kevin Windham, the number 14 Honda in second spot. There is third, just behind the series points leader, Chad Reed. He's moved into third, but he's not getting by Kevin Windham, and his crowd is getting louder and louder because their home state favorite, Mike LaRocco, is looking for the win.
He's about a lap and a half away, Robbie. The battle for second is just what he needs to just keep looking forward. Forget about this. Here you see Reed. He's going to try and get him through the rhythm section. And once again, he has problems with the lap rider.
Chad Reed has not finished out of the top 2 races in 11 times. Has not finished in third. I mean, he's either won 8 events or he's gotten second at 3 of them. And it's the white flag. We're on the last lap. Mike LaRocco is way out in front. Kevin Windham, and we take a look at the interval. It was over 6.5 seconds. And as you see Reed trying to close in on Windham, this place is blowing up for their home state boy.
Yeah, look at the flash bulbs go off. That's Mike LaRocco in the upper left. Down here at the bottom, this is the battle for, well, actually, we're seeing LaRocco everywhere. Here comes Reed trying on the inside through this whoop section. Reed's been very fast. You see him jump through. He gets the corner. He comes to the inside, and Windham holds him off again. But check it out, the top of your screen. Mike LaRocco has won the Indianapolis Supercross.
Mike LaRocco makes history, and the crowd is going nuts. Kevin Windham takes second, Chad Reed third, and I'm clapping myself, Davey Coombs, because I said earlier today, how nice would it be if Mike LaRocco to win here, and when he got that whole shot, that was everything he was looking for.
A lot of people are going to go home happy tonight in Indiana. Mike LaRocco, congratulations. You know, this is his 202nd career main event, a record, and he goes out and wins it.
Mike LaRocco takes the Butterfinger Whole Shot Award and the win here in Indy. When we come back, we're going to hear from The Rock. Welcome back to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana, and the most unlikely thing happened in Indiana tonight. The home state boy, the favorite, took the win. Mike LaRocco on the Amsoil Chaparral Honda, and the family, Beth LaRocco, the son rider, they are just crying, so happy for their man.
Oh, you could rename this place LaRocco Dome tonight, and you know what? It was long overdue, and I'm just glad we got to be part of it.
As we take a look at the Honda results, you still can't believe it. It was Mike LaRocco winning here in Indy. Kevin Windham and is taking second spot. Chad Reed still did not finish off the podium in third.
No, Nathan Ramsey was fourth, and David Vuillemin, you know, I kind of knew he was going to drop anchor. He drops back to fifth. Andrew Short, a great ride for sixth. Tyler Evans moves up to 10th. And if you're wondering about Damon Huffman, he pulled out of the race earlier, so I have a feeling Heath Voss might be our new World Supercross GP points leader.
And you see that right there, Damon Huffman in 20th spot. Well, down to Jamie Little. She's with a very disappointed Chad Reed.
Well, you guys all saw Chad Reed go down in the first turn. He actually got up and was 19th, worked his way all the way up to third. Chad, you got to be happy with your performance tonight.
No, not really. I mean, you know, I come here to win, and I'm real happy for Mike to win. You know, he's 200 and something race, and but I was a little disappointed, you know, going down and not even having a chance at, you know, trying to win. I just rode my hardest and, you know, kind of was a little nice to Kevin on the last lap. But, you know, third's good, and I got to win this title. So, you know, it's good to keep on the podium. And I want to thank all the guys at Yamaha, Thor, Putz, and Limit, and the crowd. You know, it's Mike's hometown race, and it was great to see them, you know, cheer for him. And fortunately, it wasn't me.
Thanks a lot, Jamie Little. And yeah, he was disappointed. That man does not settle for second, or especially not third.
No, that start killed him, and getting behind Jason Thomas for a couple laps, just not the best race for Chad Reed.
Man who probably is happy, though, and gained a few points for that series championship is Kevin Windham, and he's down with Jamie now.
That's right. The championship is definitely not over yet. And finally, tonight, you gained some points on Chad.
Yeah, you know, it was awesome to get a couple back, but, man, I'm just really stoked to be in Indy here and have Mike pull it out in front of his home crowd, man. 200-plus races, still going strong. Such a great boost for my team. Amsoil, Chaparral Factory Connection, Honda, they've all been working hard. Feels great to put them 1-2 up here on the podium.
Tell me about some of those passes. You had your work cut out for you there earlier in the race.
Yeah, I didn't get the best of starts, but obviously it was a lot better than where Chad was at, laying on the ground. And, you know, it was tough to get by Nathan Ramsey, factory Honda rider, and, you know, we were going at it pretty tough. But, you know, I'm just happy that I could stay strong. You know, all my sponsors, No Fear, Arai, Alpine Star Boots, Spy Goggles, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Jamie. Kevin Windham, he's smiling here tonight. That road to Vegas, that last stop, May 1st. Man, I cannot wait. We are going to crown a champion. Get your tickets. Call your travel agent. Do what you have to do. The THQ AMA Supercross points is still Chad Reed way out in front, but Windham closed in a little bit. It's LaRocco and Vuillemin. As we take a look at our THQ World Supercross points in the GP Series, Huffman's still in the lead, but it has closed in considerably. Now down to Jamie Little.
I'll tell you what, there is not a dry eye around here. You put your little boy rider right on the bars. You rode around the entire stadium. Mike, how do you do it race after race, year after year?
Well, it's for nights like this. You know, I'm close all the time, and it kind of keeps me in the challenge. You know, keeps my fire going, because I mean, I really do want to win these races for for everybody behind me, and you know, to actually get a start and be able to work with it, just it makes it so much more fun and exciting for myself.
I know you're used to working up through the pack, but how in the world did you get a hole shot tonight?
Yeah, well, I can't tell you that because I got to try to remember myself. But, you know, it just worked out. I really like the short starts, and I've actually got better starts on all those short starts. So, you know, I was kind of looking forward to it, you know, the fact that I'm in Indiana, and, you know, and I can't believe how loud these guys were. That was great.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's about 50,000 fans waiting to go party with this guy tonight. Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jamie. And Indiana boy takes the win here at Indy. Can a Michigan rider do it next stop at Pontiac? You better join us. Maybe it's Nick Way's chance. I don't know, but you got to stick with us. Well, The Rock takes the win. This crowd was on their feet, and you got to be happy for him, Davey.
Well, he wasn't the most unlikely guy to win, but he certainly did it in an unlikely way. Mike LaRocco getting the Butterfinger hole shot, leading flag to flag. Just never would have expected that to happen. A 16-year veteran gets a win.
The first time we were here in Indy was 12 years ago in 1992, and these fans finally got their wish. On behalf of Davey Coombs and Jamie Little, I'm Robbie Floyd. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.